Hello, Feng Shui enthusiasts. In the last episode, I mentioned two terms. One is dragon head, the other is lychee. Today, let's discuss Luan Tou Feng Shui. And what is lychee Feng Shui? What's the relationship between them? Luan Tou Feng Shui doesn't use a compass. It observes mountains, rivers, roads, etc., observing their trends and forms to determine the Feng Shui's fortune. This is Luan Tou Feng Shui. How do we view Luan Tou Feng Shui? That is, seeking the dragon, checking the sand, location. This is called dragon lair, sand-water image, these 5 elements. Any Feng Shui, the first thing to look at is seeking the dragon and sand. It has been mentioned before, in urban Feng Shui, seeking the dragon is looking at the back. Is there a building behind your house? Is there another building as a backing? Checking the sand is seeing if other buildings. That's not enough. You also need to see the shape of the backing. Different shapes have different influences. In Feng Shui, the mountains or buildings around are divided into 9 categories, called the 9 stars. So, where did the 9 stars evolve from? It evolved from the 5 stars. Therefore, we learn Luan Tou Feng Shui. We need to see the 5 elements of nearby. The 5 elements divide the shape of our Feng Shui saying goes, geography first transforms into 5 elements. Wood, fire, earth are constant. Metal, water often form images. Thousands of changes throughout life. Let's first look at what a wood-shaped mountain is. A straight mountain is a wood-shaped mountain. The most typical wood-shaped mountain is like this bamboo shoot. A straight and pointed mountain is called. It signifies literary prominence and urban people. In modern cities, any tall and slender building is classified as a wood-shaped mountain. So, what is a fire-shaped mountain? Fire mountains have sharp peaks. In the city, sharp rooftops are called fire formations. Some students might ask, earlier we discussed wood mountains. What's the difference between fire and wood? Here's how to distinguish them. Conical mountains are wood. Triangular mountains, flat in the front, are fire. Fire peaks also indicate cabinets, both scholarly and martial prestige. In other words, wood and fire peaks indicate cabinets in buildings too. What are earth mountains? Earth mountains have flat tops. Mountains like these often resemble trapezoids. Earth mountains indicate following a noble leader. In the city, square buildings are earth formations. Government buildings are often earth. What are metal mountains? Round-topped mountains are metal, indicating wealth. In modern cities, circular buildings are classified as metal. The People's Bank of China is metal. What are water mountains? These peaks have undulating changes. Like water waves, these are water mountains. In modern cities, many stations and stadiums are built as water formations. This is the classification method of forms in Feng Shui. When we assess Feng Shui, we start with visual observation. But that's not enough. Further calculation is needed. This is lychee Feng Shui. So-called lychee Feng Shui is based on form Feng Shui. After observing the 5 and 9 stars, we take out the Luo Pan compass. We use the compass to measure for a more detailed Feng Shui reading. This is lychee Feng Shui. In 2015, I assessed a home's Feng Shui in Hangzhou. Upon arriving, I saw that the roof of another villa was fire. Using the Luo Pan, I calculated that the peak was directly on the axis, indicating literary talent. I said, "This house is good for your child's studies, good for scholars and students." The homeowner said, "I've lived in this house for over 10 years. Now I have 2 kids. They're both doing well in school. Of course, some say it's Mars peak, can't beat scholars and students." This year, May of 2018, I helped a classmate in Shunyi, Beijing, check the feng shui of his villa. I pushed open the back door. I could see another house, their rooftop. So, I used a compass to measure it. After measuring, I calculated. I said, try not to open this back door often. If you open this back door often, you need to beware of fire in your house. The owner said, I just moved into this villa recently. A charger was left on the power strip. The whole villa was filled with smoke. It almost caught fire. I said, that should have happened in lunar July 2016. The owner recalled exactly. So, landform Feng Shui is the first step. If you only look at landform Feng Shui without using a compass, it might only be half accurate. To analyze Feng Shui more precisely, you need to look at the source first, then use the compass to measure and calculate. That's the complete Feng Shui process. So, we learn Feng Shui this way. We need to learn both source and qi. In our manual Feng Shui, we say, qi without source without qi is not effective. If you only use a compass to measure, without looking at the landform, the Feng Shui won't be accurate. If you only look at landform, not qi, then the Feng Shui is not effective. That's my view on source and qi in Feng Shui. When we learn Feng Shui, we need to learn both source and qi. What do you think? Leave me a message below this video. Goodbye.